I was coming to Georgia for that, yeah.
Teams are switching the votes, and we go there in crazy numbers, and they should have won, but then there's still...
Yeah, we have to, we didn't see that in the audit, so we've got to just, that evidence I haven't seen, so we'll wait and see on that.
How are we going to do money and work when it's already decided?
It's not decided. This is the key.
No.
It's not decided. First of all, David Perdue still has a 100,000 vote lead over John Ossoff right now with the certification. So if you lose your faith and you don't vote and people walk away, that will decide it.
Oh, you mean to tell me that the party that's been baselessly claiming that the elections are rigged for months now convinced its own supporters that they shouldn't bother participating in elections because they're rigged? You don't say. Let's just be honest here. You will not find a more obvious cause and effect than this. Here we have the GOP chairwoman Ronna McDaniel Romney during a meet and greet in Georgia, where she spent most of her time swatting down misinformation that had been seeded by people like her. And now she's tasked with the near impossible job of convincing these people who have been brainwashed on a daily basis to believe that the election's rigged into also agreeing to then go ahead and participate in the electoral process. The sowing part was fun, the reaping, not so much. In this clip, an audience member asks her what the point of donating or working is if it's already decided, and Ronna McDaniel Romney literally has to plead with these people that it's not decided, which I must admit is a strange about face for a party that only days ago was going on national TV and suggesting that Cuba, China, and Venezuela had conspired with Hugo Chavez, the CIA, Republican governors and secretaries of state, and Dominion voting systems, that it was indeed already decided, that they'd conspired together to steal the election away from Trump. So here's the thing, you can't claim that the international world order and the deep state and even a dead ex-president of Venezuela conspired to steal an election, but then also claim that everything is totally fair and expect people to believe you. And this disastrous meet and greet is proof of that. There's even a point where a voter asks about voting machines switching votes, another instance where suddenly the GOP chairwoman has to pivot from alleging widespread fraud from every facet of her voting infrastructure to promising that everything will be a-okay for the election. And yet that's a testament to the extent to which Republicans have been absolutely bombarded with conspiracy theories about non-existent fraud. From voting machines switching votes, to dead people casting ballots, to more votes being cast than constituents, to vote dumps, meaning that cities were reporting fake results. The list goes on and on, but the through line here is that Republicans have brainwashed their supporters into believing that every single baseless conspiracy theory they cooked up is indeed true, when in reality, they are just desperate excuses to cover for the fact that Donald Trump lost, and he lost convincingly. So frankly, Donald Trump should continue trying to convince his supporters that there was massive fraud, even despite the fact that he's got no proof, because A, it's not going to change the outcome of this election, and B, he's only further convincing his supporters not to bother participating in elections anyway. The Republican Party needs to learn firsthand that their complicity in allowing these unfounded claims to spread have consequences, and that those consequences impact their own party. The fact is that Republicans will continue to push the limits of what they can get away with only until they face any consequences. They'll continue to cry fraud in every election, if for nothing other than the fact that they know that the rest of their party will obediently back them up. They'll continue to lie, knowing that the Fox Newses and OANs of the world will continue to run cover for them. They'll continue to prop up conspiracy theories, because their supporters have been duped into believing everything they say. So if we want this vicious cycle to end, then Republicans need to deal with the consequences of this reality that they've created. And it looks like that's exactly what's happening in Georgia. If you like this video, please check out my podcast, No Lie with Brian Tyler Cohen, where I take a deep dive into the week's most important stories and interview major players in politics, including Kamala Harris, Katie Porter, Adam Schiff, Nancy Pelosi, Eric Swalwell, Mary Trump, Al Franken, Cory Booker, and many, many more. Again, that's No Lie with Brian Tyler Cohen, available anywhere you listen to podcasts.